It's been a strong pre-season for Liverpool and their new boss, Arne Slot.
There is a change, but the change hopefully isn't that big because we still have the same players.
Salah. And Salah slide, there you go. Liverpool are up and running.
We'll wait and see what Slot's approach to it is, but the secret of football is getting good players to work hard and get them all rowing in the right direction.
That's a Fabio Carvalho. Well, Liverpool are just lighting up Philadelphia here. That is absolutely special.
Everyone will know you want to get the players in. You need a centre forward to come in and help Salah with the goals. I understand you want to give Arne Slot a bit of time. He's got to put his stamp, but I'd like to see another centre forward.
And it's Kostas Tsimikas who taps home to round off another very classy Liverpool move.
We still have the same fans, and if the both of them are going to do the same job, that will make my life a lot more easy. So I'm expecting them to show up again in the upcoming season.
Well, they've had a fantastic pre-season, haven't they?
Yes.
Out in the States, they've beaten Real Betis, Arsenal, they demolished Manchester United. They got one more friendly to come before opening their Premier League campaign away at a newly promoted Ipswich. Arne Slot, people are talking about the lack of signings. Arne Slot has said the bar is really high for new signings because we have so many good players, and I think that's probably the point. Look, joining us now is a true Liverpool legend, 7-time league champion, 3-time European Cup winner, former Soccer Saturday pundit of the month. He's an open-toed sandal wearer, no question. Morning to Phil Thompson. Morning, Tomo.
Hello, Phil.
Good morning, guys. I can't wear those sandals because I had one of my toes amputated a while ago, and it's quite frightening to look at my feet.
Yeah, well, Tomo, frightening to look at your feet. It's quite frightening to look at your face as well, mate. I mean, don't know where to look first. Look, there's a lot being made about Liverpool's lack of signings, but the truth of the matter is that they've got a fantastic squad regardless. Do they need to sign anyone?
I think this is, and it's being hyped up, obviously, by media and everything. And I think you've got to allow Arne Slot to have a look. Don't forget, a lot of his players are not back yet. He has been left a very good squad. You look at all the players that he's got, and there's players who've come back in there, like Carvalho and Sepp van der Berg, who've done very, very well on the pre-season tour. So those players, he's probably looking and going, oh my goodness, these are giving me a bit of a headache here. You know, Carvalho scored two goals in the last against Arsenal, against Man United, and he's a very clever footballer. Likes to get between the lines. No, he's a bit lightweight, but he's very much like Coutinho, and he can deliver. So he's given them a little bit of thoughts there. But this side, I think we've got to sort of. I would like to see a couple of signings. But it's not necessary. I just like a couple of new signings. Andy will know this.
Yeah.
Having a couple of new signings in the dressing room gives the dressing room a buzz.
Yes.
Who they would be is going to be a difficult sort of area because it is such a good squad. You're looking at sort of Elliott will be better for last season. Curtis Jones, I think, will be better for last season.
Yeah.
And they've shown up when a lot of the big name players have been away.
Yeah. What about the tweaks to the style, Phil? Because I think Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp at their best were irresistible to watch. They were incredible. And it really seemed to suit that squad, that group of players. Curtis Jones alluded to during pre-season that it's going to be a slightly different approach. It's going to be more controlled, a bit slower, a bit more possession-based. What's your thoughts on that?
I know the way we say this, a bit more possession-based. You know, some Liverpool fans were going, it was too slow last season, the way it was anyway. Right. It was pass around back, the way Manchester City do it. I've watched the way we play, and yes, I could say, well, it's been a little bit more slower, but we like to see a little bit of heavy metal that Jurgen Klopp had there. But that was with Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino and Mo Salah. And I think we've changed from that a little bit. So we're yet to see a proper Arne Slot team, the way they will play. We'll see it more when the Premier League gets started, when it is. Because pre-season, Andy, you know, yes, the results are good for confidence. Beating Betis, beating Arsenal, beating Man. But it's all gearing up to that first game. And I've never got carried away again about good results. I've never got too worried about the bad results. No. It's about getting the players fit.
I'll tell you what, Tom, never mind new signings. What about somebody who's still with the club? Because there was a lot of speculation about Mo Salah last season. Not only is he still at Anfield, but he's looked really sharp in pre-season.
He has, and it's fantastic for all Liverpool fans to see Mo with that energy again. And I know Jurgen Gordon, people will talk about the spat on the touchline down at West Ham. And maybe that was a little bit that Jurgen's time was coming to an end and it all blew up. But he seems invigorated now and it's all wonderful. But he's not signed a contract. Trent's not signed a contract. Virgil van Dijk's not signed a contract. These are three big players. We can't ill afford with our finances to allow to go for nothing at the end of the season. So big decisions have got to be made with Mo, with Trent, with Virgil, because when you're budgeting in your finances for your club, you'll have these prices at a certain price. Now, if they're going for nothing at the end of next season, it's a massive. So I still think decisions with one or two of them, big decisions have still got to be made.
Yeah. And Darwin Nunez, Phil, I like him. I don't know what the Liverpool faithful absolutely make of him. Whenever I see him, I wouldn't mind having him in my team. I tell you, I wouldn't, because of his energy and his willingness to run and get across the ground. But what do you make of him, and what are you expecting from him this time?
I think Darwin has been a good asset. But Darwin, as we've seen, a lot of his goals is when a defence is playing a high line and he's got plenty of room to run back into. When we're playing against the lesser teams, which is there's more of the lesser teams who defend very deep, there's nowhere for Darwin to run. His touch is not the best, so he's got to be more clinical with his chances. And I think we'd all say that. But you can't doubt his energy. You can't doubt, because I love watching centre forwards running in between the lines.
Yeah.
Sort of getting in behind defences. And it just, as a central defender, I hated that. And if I had a player playing in front of me, that was great. But not when they start running behind. So Darwin, it's going to be a big season for him.
Yeah. Tomo, what a start you've got. Away to Ipswich, home to Brentford, away to Manchester United, home to Nottingham Forest, home to Bournemouth. Will you be top after 5 games?
Jeff, we'll take each game as it comes. Oh my goodness. Did I just say that?
Brilliant.
Why do we keep getting? We couldn't get a worse start. A promoted team, first game of the season, and it's got the dreaded 12:30. It couldn't be worse. It's going to be a tough game.
Brilliant. Tomo, thanks very much indeed.
Stuff,
Enjoy
Phil.
The season, mate.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.